cause you know that's where I'm at. Everywhere niggas go, I stay reppin' my town. Detroit be the city where it all goes down.
Yo, you know what it is, man. The loudest cloud radio show on the planet, man. Straight from the E Block, live on your dial from 8 to 9 every Thursday, man. It's your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis. And you know what it is, man. It's Tweet Me Tuesday, so if you got Twitter, you got to hit me up. Hit me up at Hood Howard Stern, or you hit up my man Monk Money. I don't know where he at right now, but just hit my man up, Real Monk Money. That's also on Twitter. Don't forget, we on Instagram, too. So if you hit me up on Instagram, dog, it's Hood Howard Stern, dog. Same thing as Twitter. You know how we get down, boy. But look, so you know it's been a long week since the last time we've been here. So don't forget, after you do all the shout outs on Twitter, then you gotta just go on down to Facebook too. You gotta like both of our Facebook pages. All right, hit me up, Hood Howard Stern. That's on Facebook right there. And also Straight from the E Block, man. So Straight from the E Block, like those pages, man. Follow us. See what we got going on from week to week. You feel me? All right, so. Yeah, it's been a long 2 weeks, because last week we took a hiatus, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people who watched the reruns last week. So thanks for that. But we back live on the scene right now. So if you've been following us, though, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter, on Instagram, and all that stuff, man, you already know what we're talking about today, man. We're talking about what everybody else is talking about all around the world. We're talking about race relations, man. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. Obama came out a couple of weeks ago, right after the Trayvon Martin after the Trayvon Martin verdict came out, and spoke, you know what I'm saying, he did a little address, kind of snuck up on people though, because people didn't know that he was coming out. They didn't know he was about to address the country, but he ended up doing it anyway. And he spit a little knowledge about, I mean, basically exactly what I thought he was going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, as far as being black in America. But we're going to touch on that though, so that's what we're getting on in a minute. So you got to make sure though that you do check us out on Twitter. All right, Hood Howard Stern, my man, Real Monk Money. I think that's him coming in the door right now. You know what I'm saying? Then you can hit us up on Facebook too, so don't forget to like the page, man. Straight from the E-Block, dog. You know what it is. It's already on, dog. It's already on. We already recorded, dog. You just fucked up the broadcast. Thanks a lot, buddy.
I'm sorry. Let's say
anyway, what's going on, though, man?
Same old.
What's going on with you, though?
Same old, man.
And we've been gone for 2 weeks, dog. We got a whole lot of catching up to do, I guess.
A whole lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, shit, what's been going on with you?
Man, you know, staying low to the ground, you know, man. I was on vacation last week.
Yeah.
You know, I went to KOA Campground, had a ball in that joint, dog.
Yeah. Where that's at?
It's in Port Huron.
Oh, okay.
But I tell you, dog, we had so much fun in there, dog. Like, about 80 of us, dude. Like, you know, my family.
I believe it, though, right? I believe it.
Dog, you know what I'm saying? We just had a ball, though. We had a whole block. So, like, all our relatives stayed right next door to us for, like, a couple days, you know what I'm saying? So, that was pretty live.
Sound like it.
Yeah, I had a ball, though, you know. But just being on vacation, chilling, spend more time with my youngest, you know what I'm saying? That was beautiful, dog. You know, that's all pretty much what I did, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's what's up. So you had a week off, though, right? You was on vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah, what else you do, though? That was it? KOA?
KOA, you know what I'm saying? I had a little barbecue, you know, bring the fellas over, you know.
Yeah, you know, I fell through, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the new crib.
Yeah, new crib.
You know, I came through and, you know what I'm saying, smash some turkey burgers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to the stuffed turkey burgers. That shit was good, though.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, the potatoes was good, too, though.
I know.
Yeah, Harlem Night's pretty much funnier, too, when you drinking a lot of Bud Light Platinum.
Yeah. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, because it's already funny, though, but it's a little funnier.
Hold on, bro.
Go ahead, man. Hey, but see, me, myself, man, that was the highlight of my weekend right there, man. I kicked it at the homeboy crib. You know what I'm saying? Checked out the new spot, had some barbecue, so that's always good. You know, I like to eat. You know, big fellas like to eat. Outside of that, though, last week, man, we took that week off. My man was out at KOA doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? So I was just at the crib, holding it down, you know, doing what niggas do on their day off, nothing. So I ain't get nothing accomplished, but that's a good thing, though, because we don't get to do that a lot, especially if you're on the plantation every day like me. So you already know, whenever you get some time off, though, you got to just do nothing. So that's what I was doing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful time, man. We just chill and don't do shit.
Just chill and don't do nothing, dog. You don't get to do that often, man. I think people take that for granted, dog, for real. It's got to get better than that, dog.
Definitely.
Yeah, but anyway, so we took that little hiatus, but a lot of shit been going on, you know what I'm saying, since the last time we was in here, dog. I know before we was talking about the Trayvon Martin verdict, and then, you know, some things happened since then that we gonna touch on today. Basically, that's the whole reason we having the show today. I want to talk about some race relations, dog, and we're gonna talk about race relations as it relates to the American government, because that's the hot topic right now, man. Ever since Obama came out and did his speech and said that Trayvon could have been him 35 years ago, I think it made an uproar. Like, nobody knew he was gonna say that. He a black man, so of course it's true. But Bill O'Reilly has something to say about that. We're gonna touch on that. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what I'm talking about, rather take this time when we go to commercial break to YouTube. All right, it's YouTube Bill O'Reilly response to Obama's speech. So you can check that out, so you can follow along, so you know what I'm talking about. Because I don't want nobody feel left out like we're talking about something you don't know about. So check that out, man. Bill O'Reilly's response to Obama's speech, man. We'll get on that in a minute too. But what else been going on though, other than that? It's something else happened this last weekend, but it kind of pertained to what we're talking about, so I don't want to touch too much on it before we go to commercial break. But I just want to mention that over the weekend, 54 motherfuckers got shot in Chicago, and they talking about us. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on with that, but that's also going to tie into what we're talking about, so I don't want to touch too much on it. But I do want to make sure that you are aware of that 54 people got shot, 10 of them died. Like, I don't know what they got going on out there. I guarantee that I had thought about going to the Chicago Taste Fest. I don't know now. I think I'm going to stay at the crib.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, exactly.
It's even scary. You from the Dean, I want to go to Chicago.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to be one of the 54 shot over the weekend trying to be a tourist and
right,
shit.
Dead tourist.
Right, exactly. Trying to be a dead tourist. Hey, don't forget, man, if you got Facebook, man, you got to hit us up on Facebook, dog, straight from the E-Block, dog. Like that page. You know what we got to do now that we got to pay some bills, man. Got to go pay some bills. We're going to be back in about 2 minutes, man. Holla at your boy, dog. Make sure you check out that video, though. Bill O'Reilly's response to Obama's speech, man. We be back in like 2 minutes. Holla at your boy. Why does it sound so low?
Witness the Black Tie experience. Black Tie Photography, servicing all of Metro Atlanta. My name is Cedric Pitt, your photographer. Check out our website at www.blacktiepictures.com or like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Black Tie Pictures. Let me capture your professionalism in class, and you will have the ultimate Black Tie experience.
Man, True Blood, man. I'm trying to watch this shit, man.
Still cutting the end off?
Are you looking to start a new career? Let Choice Career Studies help you take your next steps towards success. We offer dental administration courses that can be completed in 4 short weekends for $495. We'll give you the fundamentals of dental administration, resume and interview skills, and assist with job placement. Give us a call today, 586-222-5457.
Yo, what's the deal? It's your boy, Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis, the host of the Livest Cloud radio show on the planet. You know what it is, straight from the E-Block. We live every week, and we reaching over 60,000 listeners. So you know what that means? If you got a small business or a product that you want to promote, this could be the perfect venue for you. If you want to learn some more about how you can advertise on our platform, go to the website, www.eblockradio.com, and see what package works for you. We got packages as low as $25 a month. $25 a month, where can you beat that at? Go We're reaching over 60,000 listeners. Hey, you want to get more information, don't forget, go to the website, www.eblockradio.com. Advertise with...
Oops.
Yeah! No, it's
This is how you do it.
You already know what it is.
Yes, so I guess we back.
So what's the deal? We back. We back on the E-Block, the loudest cloud radio show on the planet. It's your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, and my money. Get back to it.
Yo, man. You know what it is, dog. It's the loudest cloud radio show on the planet, man. Straight from the E-Block, dog. It's your boy, Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis.
Money.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely in the building. I don't know where everybody else at. but we still gonna kick it though, because obviously we gonna get them replay spins, so you gonna want to know what happened today, man. Right. So I mean, really, what we gonna start off with basically is just talking about the speech that Obama did, you know, right after not right after, but after the verdict came out. So first of all, I guess before we even get into his response, I guess I got a question. I'm gonna throw it out there for you, Monk. Before we even talk about his response, what you think this actually meant? Because I know we touched on this before, but what you think this actually meant to the black community as far as, you know, the verdict? Like, do it make you look at the government and the judicial system in a different light because of that?
I mean, it definitely does, man. You know what I mean? Because, you know, they should have convicted this man of murder. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they charged him with something that he wasn't supposed to be charged with in the first place. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he's supposed to be convicted of murder, dog. And jurists is up there know it. Everybody in there know it. Jurist number 11, when she come back on TV talking about, he's a guilty man, this and that.
But it don't mean shit now.
Yeah, you know, you could have made your stand right there, but you want to make TV now. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's all it is now. You know what I'm saying? But man, people, dog, should just know, bro. Do right. Or try to get on a level that you can have some money in your pocket. Cause I guess people with money, they don't stay locked down.
They don't stay like that,
or keep AIDS or none of that. They don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
they keep cancer, right?
They keep cancer.
Money don't kill cancer, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
They kill AIDS at that.
That's a whole nother subject.
That's a whole nother subject.
But yeah, so I mean, I think it make you look at it in a different light, and I honestly wasn't expecting. I know I was expecting President Obama to say something. I really wasn't expecting him to say what he said, though. So basically what he was saying was just, you know, putting I'll even call it the powers that be. I mean, just kind of putting it out there, letting him know that even though he, you know, transcended, you know, from where he came from and became president or whatever, he still recognized the struggle, basically what he's saying. And pretty much he was saying that, you know, what happened to Trayvon could have happened to him back in the day, because he said he remembered times when he would be, you know, near people, they had clutched their purse and locked their doors or whatever. And I think that's something that we all can relate to, but it's still some white people who think that, you know, that this type of thing don't exist. Like, now, mind you, of course, we not being shackled or hung and shit like that no more. But that don't mean that there ain't still some slavery going on.
It's definitely some slavery.
And now Bill O'Reilly came out with a little hookup on. I think I can't remember the name of his little show, but basically it was a response to Obama's speech. And what he was saying was, I feel what he's saying, but he was saying that a lot of the ills of the black community can be blamed on ourselves, and we need to quit, you know, blaming, you know, other communities and other races, mainly white people, you know, for our downfalls. Which I can agree with that. I can agree. But what I disagree with is just the fact that all that can be true, but it's still certain roadblocks in the institution that's not going to allow you to transcend regardless. I won't say not allow, but make it that much harder to transcend regardless. So one of the things he said was that, you know, the black American family is a broken home. I mean, for the most part, the children is a stat, is a proven statistic that the children born in African American families are upwards of 70% of single parents. So that means ain't nobody getting married, everybody just having babies. And you know what?
It's true.
I can't disagree with that.
It's true.
But then at the same time, you turn around and say that some people choose no education, or choosing no education. I think that's not the case. I mean, for me, what I would have to understand, or what I would think he would need to understand, is that even if you got the opportunity to go to school, it's all about the economics of the situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, school costs, and the shit is steadily getting higher each semester. So I can't say that I can't say legitimately that you really do have a choice to get an education. Shit, what up, Gigi? Gigi in the building and shit? Just snuck in the back door and shit.
No.
But yeah, I'm just saying, everybody, you don't legitimately have a choice.
No.
I mean, for one thing, if you not financially set to pay for school, then that means that some of us, you can get financial aid. Some people can, some people can't, depending on your situation. And then if there's tuition reimbursement. But in order to get tuition reimbursement, you got to have a somewhat decent job. And
You have to pass the class.
right, you got to pass the class. And I'm not using that as as an excuse, but at the same time, there are roadblocks in place. And that's why I was mad about Bill O'Reilly, because he was just kind of basically saying, like, just man up and quit crying and blaming it on other people.
My thing is, fuck Bill O'Reilly. He wasn't the one, in shackles and getting whipped. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't either, bro.
I'm still though. I mean, my people did slavery. It just ended. Shit.
Right. That's what we're talking about the other day.
It just ended.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. So I mean, for real, I don't understand his. I can understand because some of his the facts he made were totally true.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be ignorant to say that it wasn't.
Yeah, but who are you to sit there and say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, some shit needs to be said, though.
Some shit do need to be addressed, but who are you?
Yeah. Now, another point he checked on, real quick, we go to the phone lines in a minute. But one point he went on too was just that, you got a lot of stuff going on in the black community that seem to be overlooked until is a race issue, and that I believe. Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of shit going on in our own community that we overlook in order to make a uprise about some. And I'm not gonna say that the shit not important, because I mean it is important, but I mean, just like I mentioned before we came on the radio, 54 motherfuckers got shot in Chicago over the weekend. Though. That's all I'm saying. 54. All right, over the weekend, dude. That's a 2-day period. 54 people got shot. 10 of them got killed. So I mean, yeah. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit that we need to focus on. But I guess the point is now they kind of bringing it to the forefront. So I guess my question now is how does the government play a role in that though? Like, what is it that they need to do? And I don't think that's an answer we can come up with tonight. Cause I figure if we can do that, we can probably come up with the cure for cancer too and shit while we down here. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get to what Gigi got to say real quick in a minute. But I'm gonna go to the phone lines first. I got 313. 350, you on live straight from the E-Block. Holla at your boy.
What up, Doug?
Hey, what's going on? This is Jay.
What up, Doug?
What's going on? It was very interesting to kind of see the positioning that you took. Talking about the government being responsible, talking about the alarming amount of shootings that took place in Chicago. But it's funny to me because these same negative fibers hold America together. So it's most likely that you will see and bring up, especially in passionate, debated context, such as this show, about the negative side of things. Right. Now, the working reality is it's positive things that's taking place all the time. Yes. But it does not hold that same warrant. The little gentleman that's running up and down the street, that's breaking into people's homes, carrying pistols and doing different things. The community peeks out and they know exactly when he's doing walking up and down the street. But that same little kid that's knocking on the door, selling cookies and doing different but great things in the community, chess team and all of that. Oftentimes we forget his name.
Right.
So what I wanted to bring forth, first and foremost, is that it's our responsibility as adults to really take a special look at our emotions and our emotional intelligence, being able to tap into that and not allowing our emotions to connect to the problem in such a way where we start to, regurgitate that same problem and attract more people. But as soon as we start to speak of solution, oftentimes we get disconnected, and sometimes it's deliberate.
Right.
So I don't think it's the government's responsibility, to work, quote unquote, these issues out. I think it starts, with us. I think that it really starts with us holding each other accountable on a people-to-people perspective, and then people community. You know what I mean? So those are my comments, and what you were sharing, it seemed to be somewhat unclear as far as your perspective. So I was hoping that you can kind of, elaborate more on your perspective.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I'm gonna always get to my point of view. What I do at the beginning, basically, just put everything out there, and then we go around, and then we go get our perspective on it. But I definitely dig your perspective. I feel that, and by no means do I expect the government to play the role in fixing the community that I live in, because I know that's gonna never happen. Never. But I do just want to, I just want to put all those things together, and then we go mix it all up, and then we go come out with a little something. So, and what I'm hoping is, honestly though, is that we can, obviously, like I said, I know we're not gonna come up with a solution, but like some insight, just to figure out exactly, what I can or what we can do in the community. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we got good dudes like my man Jay on the line right there. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Who definitely is community activist in his own right. You know what I'm saying? So we can definitely get that problem. Matter of fact, Jay, hey, put him up on some game, dog. What you got going on?
The most important thing that's actually taking place right now. One of our young people just got featured on MTV. Her name is Angela Kilgore, and doing a lot of cleanups. Also, we have a fundraiser coming up August 4th, and it's Painting with a Twist at Ferndale. Tickets are $40. And August 3rd, I'll be speaking to a group of very dynamic individuals, primarily females that's been through some domestic violence issues at the Robbers Walk Hotel. So, I'm really excited. We also have our Baltimore Youth Movement coming here August 5th and 6th. And I can keep going with like days and dates. Yeah, so we working.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Hey, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, though.
You can contact with us at www.betterdetroityouth.org. You can call me directly on my cell, 313-350-0697. The last thing I want to say, we also have a Detroit on Deck, which is a clothing line that actually proceeds go to feeding the homeless. So this upcoming Saturday, we'll be feeding the homeless. If you don't have the time, you can actually come out, just purchase a shirt, and those proceeds go right back in to get more shirts and feeding the homeless. So we also do that as well. So I still want you to tell me your position.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, damn, Jay, I'm gonna get to it, man.
Listen, this is one thing that I know. Some people are slippery when wet. So I want to make sure that I got all the business out, and I want to hear your position again.
Alright, so look, we're gonna get right to it, because obviously I always go last, but I guess it's on me now. Alright, so this is my position on things, man. For one thing, we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning. So the Obama response, alright, for me, I'm kind of like Tavis Smiley. I don't know if you've seen Tavis Smiley's response to everything, but I'm kind of like that. I know that the response was supposed to be like abrupt and nobody knew about it and everything, but I mean the reality of it is he kind of got pushed into a corner where he had to say something. Now the thing is, of course, I don't know how much good that actually did for him to say some of the things that he said, as far as about basically relating himself to the situation. I think for some white people, or for some people in the community, I think it almost weakens our stance. And the only reason I say that is, this is probably unpopular, but the reason I say that is because at this point it don't matter what the president's saying or how he comparing himself to one of us or whatever. At this point, it's time to take some type of action. And I definitely don't think that the government is ever go play the role that they need to. And when I say the role that they need to, I mean as far as taking it to the legal aspect of it, as far as the community efforts that's not being funded by the federal government like it should be. Right. You know what I'm saying? As far as things like that, I know it's never going to get to where it needs to be. So I think the main thing that we need to focus on as a community, I mean, obviously, we kind of got to take care of things ourselves. And I know that's real hard when you don't have the funding, right? So at some point, you have to have some government, I'll call it assistance, I guess, some government assistance. But at the same time, I don't think that his speech or whatever gave us any progress or gave us any leeway in getting this done. I think everything is going to start from the inside out. I think everything has got to start from within our communities and then go outward. The one thing, this is a little bit off the subject, but kind of not, because it's still involving the same thing. So if you've been keeping up with the I think they call it the Blight Patrol or something like that. Mm-hmm. 2 white dudes, right? Put together some private funding to have community citizens get hired in to clean up the Brightmoor area, right? So they doing like basically block by block, right? Now they about to get government funding.
Yeah, you talking about? Mm-hmm. I think you're talking about John George and Blight Busters.
That's all right. That's I knew it was Blight something, right? Now that type of effort.
He's married to an African American female, just for the record.
Oh, didn't know that. Didn't know that. But that type of effort, brother. That type of effort need to be coming out of our own community, right? Now, and the reason I say that is because these people been living in that neighborhood forever. They've been asking for government, help to clean up and do this, but nobody stepped forward to take the initiative. Now, granted, my man had his own kind of private money to get things rolling, which goes back to the same thing I was saying before. It take money, and that's why I say that Bill O'Reilly's statements about how basically just make up your mind, you can do this and do that. That's not necessarily the case. I think that sometimes we are at a setback from day one. I mean, I have to say that I can't never disagree with that. We are at a setback from day one, especially financially. And when finances hold you back, that stop you from education. That stop your community from growing. Yes. Now, one thing that Bill O'Reilly said though was true. I mean, the most of our issues do come. Most of our issues do come from the broken household, and that's because we have so many fatherless homes.
That's not always true. So Dick Gregory made a statement. He said, you got to stop lying to these kids. You cannot keep telling these kids that if they come from broken households, that they are going to be terrible people. And you can also not say as a truth that 2 good parents can raise a good child. That's not always true. I know in my neighborhood, I know a gentleman that was raised by 2 upstanding individuals. Both were in law enforcement. Mm-hmm. One was a police officer, and another was a sheriff. And he ended up robbing somebody at a White Castle's. Mm-hmm. I came a broken household where my dad was a single parent, and I'm not tooting my horn, but I've been able to make some fairly successful decisions. Right. So I speak those examples only to kind of showcase the working reality of it. Right. Sometimes we like to suggest what the problem is, but oftentimes that same problem helps to manifest what we call greatness and solutions. So it's very unfortunate that we grab these scenarios and or situations to justify why we are not capable of developing momentum. Second point, you spoke to finances, and African Americans we don't have the finances. I can show you on Camden, up the street where your cousins stay, where the roof is coming down, but they got an Escalade on 22s. Okay, so we cannot keep suggesting that we don't have the finances. Now, what we can say is, African Americans drive, sales through the roof. In a host of different capacities, and you seem to be very big on numbers. So I know for a fact that you can start to look at those statistics. Furthermore, it's mismanagement of our money, it's mismanagement of our time, and us subcontracting our thoughts to other people and holding them responsible for our future. This message has been approved by Jay. And have a great day.
I just want to chime in real quick.
Hold on, I just want to say one thing though, real quick though.
Okay.
Now, definitely, I feel what you're saying. Of course, we can't use that as an excuse about the broken home, but you can't.
Let me pause right there, though. What is the definition of a broken home? He made a comparison of two, quote unquote, upstanding parents, in law enforcement, and their child, when he said robbed somebody or did something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, an upstanding person and an upstanding parent are two different things. You look at the news right now and you got officers out here robbing people. So does that necessarily define, you know what I'm saying, a good household because your occupation or whatever your life goals are or achievements are, that doesn't necessarily make you a good parent. So you can have both of the parents, the finances,
No, I actually
or
say,
the
I say
occupations, the
that
guidance or whatever, but I mean a good parent is just that.
True.
I stayed up the street from them. This isn't some information that I just looked at the occupation. It was a neighbor. So I seen the type of morals and things that they were putting in hoping to instill into this young child.
Absolutely, in that
I mean, other people in the
scenario.
community benefit from it.
Absolutely, in that scenario. But in our households, parents can be who they are, but not necessarily parents. You know what I'm saying? Just because I go to work
No, I
every day,
don't.
work a 9 to 5, I could have a master's degree, I could have my PhD, but that does not determine that I'm a good parent because of what I'm, capable of instilling in my child, and opposed to what I am instilling in my child. Those are two different.
So
issues.
based off of what you're suggesting, there is no
That's based on what it is.
standard to measure a good parent.
There's no
I don't have
standard of
it, you don't
measuring
have
coming
it.
from a broken home. There's many definitions of brokenness that people
Right. So there is no standard for a good parent.
no,
Correct.
we're talking about broken households.
All right, you motherfuckers.
Right.
Back and forth.
That's not an argument. That is what it is.
All right. So let me get back to what I'm saying. Then we gonna keep it moving. Now my whole thing is definitely, Jay, I feel what you're saying. All right, but my whole aspect of this, when I say broken home, yes, I do mean I mean a home without a father. So I know that it can be setbacks, and you can't necessarily blame your circumstance. I'm sorry, you can't explain. You can't blame your circumstance on your failures. I know that, all right. But at the same time, it's got to be apparent that there's a little bit less of a chance of you, at least as a young black man, to succeed without another black man at least showing you how to be a man. And I think that's the problem in our community, is that it's too many dudes or fathers. I use that quote loosely. Fathers who got kids who were never taught how to be men themselves, and yet they trying to raise a man.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that. So I mean, when you instill because you can have a daddy, you can have my man raising you, but if he never teach you how to be a man, I think that's the problem in our community. So yes, I'm gonna stick to my guns on that. I do blame it on that, and that's our problem. That's our thing that we need to fix. But it definitely is a problem.
I say this shit every week though. It boils down to the parent. It comes from the upbringing, dude. You know what I'm saying? And people always want to point the finger or we need help and we need this. You're throwing out the life raft. Try to swim.
Right.
Try to swim. Or stand up. The water ain't done but 3 feet. And people got to stand up. The water ain't but 3 feet. People got to realize that we cannot rely on other folks, dog. It comes in within. And this verdict right here should tell us right here. We got to stand up. No, we wanted to. I ain't gonna say we want.
You gotta get in there.
But it's just bad, dog.
And when I say broken homes too, I'm not just speaking about your household. I mean, shout out to my man Jay, because he got a lot of stuff going on as far as mentoring and things like that. So I mean, I think that without things like that, without people like that in place, it's going to continue to get worse. And yes, I am big on numbers, and I know that if the African American family is damn near 70% single parents, and as a result of that, okay, I won't say as a result of that, but on the other end of that, there's so many just distraught children who don't have no focus or nowhere to go or no ability to do anything. I have to make that comparison. I have to say that it's because of that.
Well, beyond contrary belief, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes when we do the type of research, we look for the numbers to support our research. So
I did that.
When people talk numbers, it's nothing more but some things to validate a statement.
Sure.
Sometimes it's the same thing as quotes. We typically like to use quotes to validate statements. It makes sense. It makes you appear to be very on top of things. I use that tactic from time to time. But for me, getting down to what I like to consider the nuts and bolts, I think it's challenging one another. You know what I mean? In the working capacity of, hey, look, I see that you're doing an awful lot of talking, but I've noticed you haven't really done that much walking.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think it takes those types of serious questions or statements to really start to motivate us.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it's a true statement. You do need some negative things to take place in order for it to kind of shake hold of us, grab our attention, and allow us to understand. Look, it's time to get upset. Through that anger, let's start to identify our purpose.
True. Right.
And that's all I was saying. And to the sister, thank you, for making that assessment. But I would challenge you to start to really be a little bit more actively involved in some of the things that you're suggesting. And I'm jousting at you.
Oh my God!
Whatever, tried it.
That's that good response. Whatever.
Oh, that was cute.
That's what's up, though. All right, Jason, I'm gonna let you go, though, bro. Hey, thanks for the lively conversation, Ty.
Appreciate you, boy.
Gigi has
Yep,
been on
thanks a lot.
For sure, man.
Lolo, that's for certain. But Charlene, and my government last name, y'all know who I am. Definitely has had her hands in the work field. So, man, please.
Man, that's what's up, though. But just to piggyback on that. But I think low key, I mean, my man's a prime example of what I'm saying, though. Without strong male figures like that in your community, in your life, that's a part of our downfall. I mean, he living proof for that right there. So he just got to prove my point there. And I would say that while I got him on mute. So he can't say nothing. Because there's a lot of show I can do that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to jfaze.com, you know what I'm saying? Holla, my man. But Angry Man in the building, what up, though?
What's cracking? What's up with everybody?
Nah, man, we chilling like a villain, man. Just got real deep on some conversation, dog. So, what you think, man, about... Because another thing I want to jump into, too, it's kind of funny because it's something we talked about the other day over at the barbecue or whatever, and it was pertaining to something totally different. But like he said that you start picking out all the negative stuff, like I mentioned about, the 54 people getting shot in Chicago over the weekend or whatever. You start picking out the negative stuff, even though there's a lot of good shit going on. And we talked about Sunday, right? We was talking about relationships, and we was talking about how women always remember all the bad shit,
yeah.
but all the good shit you did, like they seem to forget, right? That's kind of the same thing, though. But it's true. It's so true. Yeah, you remember the last time you didn't take the garbage out and shit, but they don't remember when you brought them that candy shit at work and you've been working 15 hours.
Yeah. Sweating, they come home with a handful of rolls.
Exactly.
They don't think about that.
They don't think about that, though. Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so no comment. But just to get back on the serious note, though, what you I'm gonna throw another little question out there. I know this is what Jay was talking about earlier. He kind of mentioned, and I kind of hit on it. I was just talking about the government involvement. What role do you think the government does play in race relations? Like, period. Like, I mean, it ain't like it's not like it's civil rights no more. I mean, it is, but I'm saying it's not as prominent as it was before. So, do you think the government actually does play a role in fixing our situation, or is it just some shit that we got to do ourselves?
Me, honestly, I don't think they play a role. I think they back there with their hands up like, shit, whatever happen, let y'all handle that, you know what I mean? And we as a people, you know what I'm saying, has to come through and try to do something, you know what I mean? If we can't help them, how the hell they gonna help us? You know what I'm saying? You can't help nobody unless you help yourself first, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be in a position to help, you know what I mean?
That's the key too. I believe you do have to definitely be in position to help yourself. But I mean, the government assistance and things like that, I mean, you know, the assistance that is in place for people, you know, who need help and need assistance. At the end of the day, you have to look at the people who take advantage of that.
Yeah.
You don't need a social worker at work with a stack this big of lazy ass people who just don't want to do nothing, opposed to a child is, you know, being, you know, abused, you know, a mother who's disabled and can't work, you know what I'm saying, opposed to somebody who just trying to get some damn bridge car and some cash assistance when they able-bodied and can go out and work. And furthermore, there are those who challenge the government assistance as far as education. You have those who enroll part-time or whatever the requirement is just so they can still, you know, receive that government assistance.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's kind of like you bite the hand and feed you, or the one apple spoils the bunch, because you have people who necessarily aren't lazy to the point where, you know, they just not gonna do nothing. You have people who have actual real life circumstances that they, you know, they may not be looking for lifelong help. And I say it all the time, and I'm not ashamed to say it. When I'm at my wit's end at the end of the week and I paid all my bills, you know what I'm saying? I done tried to pay Sally Mae, Fannie Mae, put gas in my car, everybody Mae. And you know what I'm saying? I may just need food to eat. And I'm a taxpayer. You know what I'm saying? I've only been in my current position for 8 years. This is not including the jobs that I've had up until this point. Right. But I can't go to the government and say, well, you know, this is just a bad week. You know what I'm saying? I need some food to eat. I paid all my bills. You know, I'm just, you know, my back is up against the wall. I can't do that. Guess what? Because they're going to want a 100-page essay. It's a 500-page application. And then you got Shaniqua and John them in front of me, you know, who in there making a mess of the whole, you know, government assistant, you know, program. So I think definitely that people need to use their own resources before you resort to the government, because there are plenty more out here. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of resources, you know, before you can just go, you know, to somebody with your hand out. That's just like asking for a favor or asking, can I borrow $5? I'm gonna need you to exhaust all possibilities first, and let those people who are more deserving than you know what I'm saying, ahead of you. But people don't, you know, people greedy, they selfish, lazy, and they mess it up. So you can't rely on the government to fix everything.
Now also, you know, when I say government assistance for, you know, race relations, I'm not just talking about, you know, financially. I mean, do you think it should be some type of, I mean, like, for real? Well, this is the thing I'm getting at, I guess, is that I think a lot of the laws and things of that nature, especially when it comes to criminal activity, seem to be geared towards us. Right now, at the same time, on the flip side of that, I just want to say that I think we use that a lot, you know, as an excuse. It's so many people that I heard that's been to jail 5 or 6 times, and they like when they go to jail for like having a warrant but having some parking tickets and shit, right? But they got some warrant for some other shit. And then the first thing they say is, I got caught on some bullshit. Like, no, you didn't, dog. No, you got caught committing a fucking crime, dog. I think a lot of times, especially in our community, dog, we use that as a crutch. Like, a lot of times, your ass wouldn't go to jail if you didn't have that one incident. You know, so you can't disregard that. But at the same time, I almost feel like, dog, and I know this ain't going to be real popular either, probably because I don't have no criminal record. But I think that there ain't nothing wrong with the laws. You got people complaining about how many, I won't say nothing, but you got people complaining about like the drug laws and shit like that. How can you be mad that somebody going to jail? Now granted, they saying that, okay, you get more time for a rock than you is, you know what I'm saying, that nigga is still drugs. So how you gonna be mad? Like Johnny got 29,000 years for some rocks and Peter Paul over here got two months for some powder. Motherfuckers steal drugs. You concerned about the next man's penalty when you shouldn't be doing this shit in the first place. But the whole thing is, though, I mean, this shit go back to the beginning of the time that they can put all the stipulations out that they want, all the laws and shit. But the reality of it is that shit America's. That shit, that's America's money maker. They not gonna never stop drug trafficking because drugs build a fucking big ass piece of this economy. So they never gonna stop it. But I think that at the same time we can't use that as no crutch. Like, already the laws is against us. Like, the laws is against everybody that's committing crimes. Shit, that's what I think. So you can be mad about it because you got 99 years for some rocks and he ain't getting nothing for this little powder or whatever. But hey, we'll either do this, either stop doing this shit or start carrying around the powder.
Right. Ticket on OK Day, like I did a couple years ago.
You know, turn your crackheads into killers.
Something excuse, but you know, so like I said, I was a little upset at Bill O'Reilly's comments. And you know what? Sometimes you get upset about shit like that because sometimes the truth hurts. Shit, I mean, that's the reality of it. Is a lot of the shit he was saying was, I won't say true, but I can relate. I know what he's saying. So he was like, he said some shit was kind of funny, bold at the same time. But he was like, how can you blame white people for the problems? And ain't nobody telling these little black girls to go out and have babies without no husbands. Hey. I mean, it's real. And you hate to hear it from a white dude, but it's the truth.
And you know what? That says a lot. The Jay just threw at me. I am not a single mother. I'm not an unwed mother. I am doing my part to help the community.
You're doing your part to help the community.
I am absolutely doing my part.
Boom.
Right here.
And don't forget that if you on eblockradio.com, man, it's up 760-283-4647. If you're on Ustream, though, you got to hit us up. Same number, 760-283-4647. If you're on the phone lines right now, don't be scared, man. I know we under governmental mandate, but you can say what you want to say. Yeah. They only gonna cut us off in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're gonna
shut us down. We start talking too much real shit. Right. All right, let me ask you this though, because another thing he mentioned too. I'm just kind of piggybacking on what everybody was saying. I know we mentioned this in the studio before. I mean, we do. I ain't gonna say overreact, but we do get real hype about a lot of shit that it need to get hype about, but it's so much other shit that we need to be focused on. Absolutely. So basically, he was saying, like, how come? Because he kept calling them out, though. He kept calling out Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. I swear, he kept calling them out. He was like, how come they not, going to the forefront? He mentioned Chicago, this was before 54 people got shot over the weekend, because like 30 had got shot the other weekend. So he had brought that up. He's like, why they not putting the focus on that and trying to really, help the community instead of blaming everybody else for.
Can I say something?
Well, obviously, because your hand up. So.
Hey, look, I've been saying this for the longest, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that nigga with the perm. And that's some shit really
But you know what? I agree, because
we never see him
on Thursday night before.
Dude, we never see this dude unless Trayvon Martin situation pop up, something like really in the media. Chicago is in the media, but it ain't like the Trayvon Martin case. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it definitely ain't in the media like that, because 54 people got shot. Didn't nobody know that. That's kind of stumbled on that.
Yeah. And it should be. You know what I'm saying? That's when you need to go down there and try to march. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, dog. Trayvon, don't get it wrong. It was bad. You know what I'm saying? That was one death, though.
Yeah.
That is
but
one
I
death.
really don't see anything that he does otherwise.
Nothing.
Spotlight.
Nothing. Unless the spotlight on.
In there, getting camera ready. Like
So Bill O'Reilly, you know what I'm saying? I gotta agree with Bill O'Reilly on that. You know what I'm saying? And Jesse, who?
Jesse.
What? Jesse. None of these dudes ain't came out of the woodwork until something really happened, dog. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff is really happening.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Going down.
It's really going down. But you only come on when the cameras pop out. You know what I'm saying? When Channel 2 got it blasted every 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Then that's when you want to show your face. You know what I'm saying? I know you can't be everywhere at one time.
Definitely not.
But you can't be someplace. You know what I'm saying? If you say you making a difference, where?
Yeah. I think the bottom line too is something that you had mentioned before. We was talking about I don't even remember. I think we was just talking about will we ever overcome and shit. But I think basically what we were saying was, I guess at this point, well, we beyond that point, but we beyond the point where, I mean, honestly, we can't really rely on one, like, I mean, shit, to be honest with you, dog, the Martin Luther King, Malcolm X days is over, dog. Like, because...
See, that's the promises that they're holding on to, so if that's what they want to be about, then they need to stand up and, you know, really be about what it is that they're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, when you say that Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson isn't as active as they could be, or, you know, they only come out, you know, when the spotlight and the cameras are rolling, it's just, I mean, we know... just by everything that's going on, you really don't have any stand-up Martin Luther Kings or, you know, Malcolm X's, however you want to box it, but that's the promise that they're still holding on to. So if that's what y'all do, that's what y'all stand for, Rainbow Push, you know, Al Sharpton, whatever it is he do, you know what I'm saying, then, you know.
I think at this point, though, I don't know if y'all agree with me, but I don't know if our community's mindset is able to even handle a leader like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. We too unwilling, I mean, at least it would appear, we too unwilling to fight for the shit that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And when I say we, I mean, not everybody individually, obviously, but in enough masses. I don't think we either too scared to step out of our comfort zone, or just a lot of people who have, especially a lot of older people who have been through the struggle, and then they gave up. It's like, man, it ain't gonna get no better. It ain't gonna get no better.
I wouldn't say that. I think it's, you know, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, the shit was in front of them.
Yeah.
Ain't shit in front of our kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They think everything great.
They don't know what it's like to go and say, nah, this just white folks only. Colors gotta go through there.
Yeah.
So, to them, it's like, they look at our grandparents and what you talking about, like, man, what the fuck is the problem?
Right.
You know what I mean? You can win, especially when you got $18 million basketball players. You know, you got rappers 17, 18 years old making millions of dollars black. You know what I mean? They looking like, what the fuck is the problem? You know what I mean? Shit ain't in front of them like how it was in front of our parents. Our shit, you know, our parents and grandparents went through, nigga, fuck you.
Like the real shit.
You know, the shit was in front of them. Yeah. You know, so it's kind of like, you know, they seen the struggle firsthand. And a lot of us, you know, we see it, but it's like you said, it's great to us. You know, it's behind, you got to dig. Okay, so that's why that shit happened.
But then again, I'm gonna tell you, like, especially for the inner city kids, and I'm gonna tell you another reason why they may never understand exactly. I don't know. I use some little old school analogy. You know, the plight, you know, the African American plight is because if you never leave here, shit, you ain't gonna never know. I guarantee you, shit, you can go outside of here and shit and find racism. All right, I'm just saying. So that's why they may never become familiar with it, because they damn near trapped on their block.
But back even piggyback on that, back in the day, you didn't have to go nowhere. Yeah. My whole point is, it was here.
It was right up in your face.
It was in your fucking face. You know what I mean? If you didn't leave your block, nigga, it was here.
It was here.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like how it was back then, because I'm just saying it because back then it was in front of you.
Right.
You didn't have to go far to find it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you just said, if you leave out of here, go to motherfucking Wyoming. You'll find it.
Oh, you gonna find it.
You'll find it. You gonna go to one of the Dakotas.
Oh, you gonna learn. Oh yeah, you gonna learn.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Feel the styles.
Yeah, but you know, like how it is now, is hidden. You know what I mean? You know, the Klan didn't leave; they just changed clothes. You know, versus back then, them motherfuckers rolled up on your ass in sheets.
Right. Yeah, I feel you. Man, on that note, dog, we got about 4 minutes left, dog. If you on eblockradio.com, hit us up, 760-283-4647, man. Hit that number one key. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We'll go around the block one last time, though. So, Gigi, what you say, man? Race relations in America, dog. How can we fix it? And does the government actually play a role?
That's the question.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it was. I was, can we kick it? Yeah.
That's your response, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, she say yeah. I don't know what that was a response to. Okay. Angry man, what you say, dog? Race relations in America, dog. What can we do to fix it? And do the government really? Can they assist us in this?
Nah, this shit ain't gonna change till Earth start over.
Shit.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, huh?
We gotta ride this motherfucker out, man. if it ain't changed what we've been through up until this point, even everybody swore that the beginning all means was the black president, and the shit still ain't changed.
Right.
It ain't gonna change until Earth start over again.
I dig that. Money, what you say, Doc?
Dog. Parents. Parents. Be parents, man.
Yeah.
Just don't call yourself a mother and father, dog.
Yeah.
If you really want to make something happen, change, though, you gotta do it within you, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't rely on nobody. You can't rely on the government, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do rely on the government, but they live house to house, squatting, all that crap. Why put your faith in them? You know what I'm saying? Put your faith in you. You know what I'm saying? Why you worried about what the government can do? You try to do it first. You know what I mean? You try to put forth an effort. You know what I mean? If you don't put forth no effort, why should the government step in? Why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, me, man, fuck the government, all them crooks.
But damn, well, that's
politics, government.
Right, that's how you feel, huh? Alright, so I guess it's on me, though. We gonna get up out of here. But, man, race relations right now, I think it's always, but obviously it's always been an issue. I think once the president stepped down and said something about the Trayvon case, it just kind of pushed it on the forefront. So now everybody like, oh my God, like he said something about it. And, so I won't even say just white people. Some people been, against the president's philosophies on damn near everything, regardless. So this just kind of, just epitomized the whole defense on him anyway. But at the same time, I'm gonna go back to what I said originally. I think that I'm assuming that he had to say something. I guess because I guess he had to say something. If it was G-Dub, he would have had to.
That's what I was about to say. Because G-Dub did a whole lot of stupid shit. Yeah. But didn't nobody come out and say nothing to that shit. He did a whole lot of dumb boy shit. He was a little dumb boy. He did a lot of dumb boy shit. Did anybody come out like at this fucking Tea Party? I ain't never heard no fucking Tea Party till Obama get in office.
Wait, they was there back in the day.
They were there.
Yeah, they just didn't have nothing to protest against. Yeah. So now government's hand in race relations, I think at some point they may not have to do anything directly, but I mean I guess at some point they have to show some type of interest. I mean when things start getting too tough, I mean I think that it does have to be some attention. If you gonna have politicians doing speeches about the economy, then shit, they gonna have to start doing speeches about violence in Detroit and Chicago. Mm-hmm. We gotta figure out something to do, because obviously we act like we can't do it ourselves.
But I don't think a speech is gonna stop it. What do the government do?
I mean, once you get the ball rolling, they gonna be two things. They're gonna be the watchdogs and the funders, and I think that's what you need.
But how do you do it though? How do you control? How do you control it? How do you control something like what we talking about, like race?
That's what you can't control it, but I think that as a governmental unit, you may be able to actually form some type of caucus. Now you do have like.
I think if it was that easy, you wouldn't have people breaking the law, because they got a law in place.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do it?
I don't know. I think that's the tough question. Right?
Yeah, I'm not being funny. I know what you're saying. I mean, how do you do something like that? I mean, without going completely martial law militant, how do you fix that?
Maybe that's what we got to do.
Seriously, I'm not being funny.
I just feel like people need to get their act together. Yeah. If we get our act together and put our feet in the right places, it's sort of like that theory.
Yeah,
you stretch my back, I'll stretch yours.
It's all on individuals, but
it is.
But how do you do that?
Shit, I don't know.
Are we ever going to kill it? How do you sit up here and say, okay, we need to stop this? We've been saying stop this, nigga, since the boat ported, nigga.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's not a small thing. I mean, it's an overall attitude change. And how do you change an attitude of a whole community?
Yeah, I mean, you have to lead by example, because people are going to fall right back into the same mentality, the same excuses, and stuff like that. So I
think it's one-sided. I ain't mean cut you off, Gigi, but
no, you
know, I mean, if they really gave a fuck, we always say Nigga, they can stop them selling weed around the corner. They can stop this. They can stop
They
that.
can.
If they ain't stopped it by now,
They not.
I mean, if you a black, you know, a homeowner in the black community, I mean, you Mr. Robinson and you know, standing out on your front lawn and your next door neighbors got some stuff popping off. You know, when I came up, my mother, you know, she was cool with the dope boys, just put it like that. And they had respect for her to the point where she's had to say something one time. But now, you got punk ass people who don't want to say nothing. If you not in my, you know, my area, behind my fence, behind my closed doors, then I don't care what go on out there.
But you know what contributes to that though? Shit is less home ownership. So you got a bunch of motherfuckers renting. They don't give a fuck what you do with
That goes back to the whole mind frame. People, we settle too much. It's like you fall back into the excuses. Well, I ain't gonna never own no home. They ain't my credit. This my credit. Okay, you did that to your credit.
Yeah.
How about you go to a couple workshops, start rebuilding,
repairing
your credit?
Right.
How about that? To take that step, then maybe you go on home. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not nothing against the renters because that's a life goal of mine to be a homeowner. You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, the mind frame of people, black people especially, have to change because you make too many excuses for ourselves. We do. And it's like at the end of the day, I feel like if you lead by example, if you plant your feet in the right place and then you gather 2 or 3 more with you, then they going to bring 2 or 3 more with them. And it's like my circle who I run with, we're not just anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, it's possible. It's definitely possible. You don't have to be out here living any kind of way. And once we all get to the place where we need to be individually, because everybody has their own, you know, capacity of needs, and everybody has their own, you know, resources, or, you know what I'm saying, finance, however you want to put that into perspective. But I just feel like people, it can be done if we just get out of that pity party. You know, and, you know, we black, and it's because we black, and the government this, and the government that. I feel if you're in the right place at the right time, you're definitely going to get the right results.
That's what's
up. More than, you know, more often than not.
Damn, that's what's up. Shit, I think on that note, we gonna leave it at that. Shit. Shout out to my girl Gigi in the building doing her thing, man.
I have nothing to say.
I got nothing to say about that, dog. Hey, we about to be up out here, man. Hey, shout out to my man Jay, dog. Go holler at my dude, jfaze.com. DetroitBetterYouth.org, alright? DetroitBetterYouth.org, man. My man Angry Man in the building. You know, more money in the building, dog. Gigi in the building, dog. You know, it's your boy. Howard Stern, Q Lewis, man. We up out here, dog. You know what time it is, though, man. Fat Boy Fresh, dog. We up out here, dog. Rest in peace, my nigga Buns. Holla at you.
Yeah! No introduction needed. You already know what it is. Got Buns in this bitch. That boy. Good face. What up, Doc? What up, Rick? You already know why you're. Let's get it. Fat boy.
This is a Buns on the brain.
Fat boy fresh. Fat boy fresh. Fat boy fresh. Louis Prada, TV. Fat boy fresh. Fat boy fresh. Fat boy fresh. If I pull him with them A1, look to the club and knock the Mercedes. In the club, all the hoes go crazy. Fat boy fresh, got me on your main lady. Fat boy fresh, got me on your main lady. All my fat boy fly shit, polo cool and fly shit. Fat boy 1 team zone, flyer than some bitty. In the shoes and Maxwell, beat me flat on first tail. Unforgivable service now, yo bitch is my first tail. Bitch now, let me see. Come on, now, let me street. Big birds like the street. 4-5, no, that's me. 5 club, no, that's G. Black diamonds like that's G. Yep, that's your best friend. You never put down for free. No, this shit should've been against the law. I'm a motherfucking dog. I got that. I make hits. You other fat nigga do it like this. Big boy fresh. Fat boy fresh. Fat boy fresh. Everybody TV. Fat boy fresh. Fat boy fresh. Fat boy fresh. I pull him with them A1. Pull up to the club. And knock the Mercedes. In the club. The whole thing. Fat boy fresh. Got me on your main lady. Fat boy fresh. Got me on your main lady.
Rest in peace to my bro Bun.
Fat Boy Fresh, Gucci, Louis, Polo, Prada. Had all the hoes going crazy. My nigga, we going hard for you, dog. We miss you. Bloody, bro.